Sup nerds, I'm Tom with Neverboard Gaming, and I'm chilling here with my boy Darwin Castle, designer of Star Realms, Sorcerer, Hero Realms, and did you do Epic? I don't remember.
So my buddy Rob did Epic, and my buddy Peter did Sorcerer, but yeah, I did Star Realms and Hero Realms.
All right, maybe we should redo that. So we're taking a look at Star Realms Frontiers, which is the third base set. Kickstarter is currently in fulfillment right now, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and if you still don't know what that is, if you don't even know what Star Realms is or whatever, Darwin's going to give you the real quick and dirty version of what we got going on here.
So Star Realms is an award-winning deck-building game. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping most of your viewers are familiar with deck-building games, but just to give you an idea, you have a deck of cards that's being turned over in a row, and each player starts with a deck that's the same as each other, a simple deck, and you're buying cards to add to your deck as you play and make your deck better as you go along. All right, that's the basic idea of what a deck builder is, because you're building your deck as you play. All right, so this Star Realms Frontiers is a standalone expansion of our award-winning game Star Realms. All right, so you can play it with other Star Realms sets, or you can play it by itself. All right. So this one supports 1 to 4 players. Well, that's something that makes it different than the base game. The base game is only for 2 players. Now, you can expand upon the base game to make it more than 2 or whatever, but this one, that's one advantage. So one of the reasons you can play with 1 to 4 players is it comes with these oversized mission cards. So the mission cards all come with rules for how to play cooperatively or to play solo. All right, which is an aspect that Star Realms hasn't done much of before. So there's 8 different ones. So there's tons of play just playing as teams or by yourself before you even get to the normal versus play. All right, so you can either play it, if you played deck building games or Star Realms before, what you're used to is usually 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, something like that. And there's plenty of that because we have a whole new trade deck with all new cards of an 80 card trade deck, and you put them all together and build your deck, and you'll be playing off of it. We're introducing a new ability. For those who have played Star Realms before, you're familiar with the different factions. There's the Machine Cult, the Blobs, the Star Empire, the Trade Federation, and one of the things that makes the game cool are ally abilities. So yeah, I'm taking cards to get myself enough trade to buy more cards or enough combat to attack my opponent and reduce their score to 0. However, the cards get enhanced if you get ones of the same faction. Like, so for example, if I play a builder bot and a plasma bot, I can trigger the plasma bot's ally ability because I'm playing 2 red cards. The ally ability says, well, normally this card would give me 3 combat, but if I played another Machine Cult card, it gives me 2 combat. However, in this set, we also have cards which have double ally abilities. So let me grab one of those.
Yeah, I know, I was just looking for one.
Here we go. So here's an example. So with the Imperial Light Cruiser, normally it gives me 4 combat and forces my opponent to discard a card. If I play a second Imperial card like this Cargo Craft, it also gives me an extra 2 combat with its ally ability. However, it has what we call a double ally ability, which means, okay, maybe I've got a third card that's in that faction, like Jamming Terminal. So now if I've got all 3 of these cards and play in the same turn, that triggers an additional ally ability, the double ally ability, which allows me to draw a card. So this set rewards you more than any previous sets for really focusing your colors and focusing your factions. And I think that's one of the things that makes it interesting is when you're building your deck, you have all these built-in incentives on which cards to acquire that they might be better for you than for your opponent. On the other hand, if you know a card's really good for your opponent, you don't really want them to have that either. So there's a lot to think about when deciding which cards to use your trade on to acquire, and I think that tension is one of the cooler aspects of the game. And again, like all the games we make, it just has tons of replayability because the cards that are turned up at random. You don't know at any time which cards are going to be available to acquire. So which cards are correct for you to acquire are going to be changing from turn to turn, never mind game to game. So yeah, the big differences between Frontiers and other Star Realms sets are the cooperative missions, the solo missions, the double ally abilities, and we've got cooler scorekeeping cards than the previous versions had.
I'll be honest, Darwin, I never used those other cards.
Yes, well, despite the fact, So I didn't either. All right. But the thought was, people really value a game that you can play completely out of the box. Sure, you could use a pen and paper to keep a score, or you could use dice, but they really appreciate, okay, I bought my box and everything I need to play is in this box. So, well, you're certainly not required to use the scorecards. At least you got the option. Right?
That's true.
People appreciated that. And I've actually had people tell me that they really like them. And I'm like, okay.
To each his own.
Yeah.
I have to say,
I think these are pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely a huge step up. And I think that probably the coolest thing that I like about this expansion is the double ally abilities, because your most recent expansion before that, United, really incentivized you to get multiple colors, but this is incentivizing you to stick with one faction. So I like that dichotomy there.
Yeah,
it's really
definitely.
cool.
And frankly, they work well together, because if I have a multi-faction card, it can help me work towards double ally ability in 2 different colors.
That's true.
So I actually like playing the Star Realms Unite with the Star Realms Frontiers.
Very cool. And so this is being sent to Kickstarter backers right now. When do you know will it be in stores roughly? Again, we're not going to take your word for it too much.
Yes. So we have it on sale here at Gen Con, and so thus it won't be long before we're sending out to stores. I'm hoping that people will be able to buy it for their friends for Christmas. That's my hope.
Okay, well, let's hope that works out. Hey, if you are watching this on, oh my God, I almost said Kickstarter.
Find this video.
We're going to have a purchase link to this game in the description box down below. Hopefully by about Christmas, you can buy it, give it to your friends, send one to me, send one to Darwin. I'm pretty certain he already has one. Either way, you should subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored. I'm done talking. Let's finger gun.